and thought, I could do that? Well, maybe you can. 1039 WYAB, Central Mississippi's stimulating talk radio station, is looking for fresh local voices to join our on-air lineup. Are you the person everybody argues politics with at work? The one your friends say should have a radio show? Then maybe it's time to stop yelling at the dashboard and start talking into a microphone. If you're passionate about current events, politics, faith, business, sports, or just telling it like it is, we want to hear from you. Previous radio experience is helpful, but personality, authenticity, and the ability to connect with listeners matter even more. This is your chance to be heard across all of Central Mississippi. If you think you've got what it takes to host a talk show on WYAB, send us a short audio sample and tell us about yourself. Email Matt at WYAB.com. That's Matt at WYAB.com today.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
If it feels like the world's gone a little crazy lately, you're not wrong. They say parents should have a voice. But what happens when no one's listening? Forget the noise, the narratives, and the nonsense. It's time to have real conversations. Stand up, speak out, and shine a light on what's really happening inside our schools, our systems, and our government, and what it really means for your family. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we believe in truth over talking points, facts over feelings, and the courage to say what others won't. Because when it comes to our kids, silence is not an option.
Welcome into the Lindsey Beckham Show. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We're live here in the WYAB studios, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And if you listen very often, then you know that we have been promoting this big event coming up this Saturday, this Walk for Lives event. And I'm so excited to be joined by two moms in studio today who are helping with this event and who have very personal stories of why they want to bring awareness to the fentanyl crisis. And this is something we've been focusing on for over a month now, I think. We've taken a day every week. We had Gina Archer on, and my friend Ann Funder came on, and then we had Michael Kelly and Nurse Brenda, who I just loved Nurse Brenda, by the way. She was just so sweet. And then last week we had the Colonel and Jan from the Mississippi Health Institute. And then today we have Renee and Cordie. Now, I've known Cordie for a while now, and we used to go to church together. And so her son, Parker, she lost him to synthetic drugs. And this has kind of been her mission. And I think sometimes, and I say this a lot on the show, I think sometimes God allows things to happen to those who have mamas who are going to jump into action. And Cordie, that is exactly what you've done. And you were such a wonderful inspiration to me after losing my husband. I would come in and not know where to sit in church anymore. I didn't have him with me, and all my friends are sitting with their spouses. And so I would just go huddle up and cry with Cordie as we were listening to the worship music. And I saw how you were able to fight for Parker and for his memory and to not let his death be in vain. And it inspired me so much back then. And you still inspire me to this very day with all that you do, promoting this cause and bringing awareness and education to the public, because it truly is a crisis.
It is. It is.
Tell us your story.
Well, Parker, it was 2014 that I lost my son. And that's what I want. And I've been trying to get through everybody ever since it happened. You can do everything right. Think you're sending them to church, keeping them in ball, just everything, keeping them active, constantly keeping them active. It can reach any child. And for Parker, we didn't know what was happening in the background. We didn't know that a certain friend that he went to high school was trying to get in touch with them, trying to get the drugs he was starting to deal and getting started through his friends. And we didn't know Parker was being touched like that. And so his junior year, Parker and I spent that Saturday, and it was a wonderful day. I think God gave that to me because we spent all day together packing a trailer full of patio furniture for him to take with them. He had a house at the Cotton District at Mississippi State with some boys, and he was just so excited. I was giving him all my lawn furniture. And we just spent that day and did that, and went on a ride out in the country. That's another thing. He locked his keys in the car from the night before. So I was like, Parker, okay, we got to get responsible. And so,
He
but
seemed like quite the character.
he
I never
was a
got to meet
character.
him. But
He
just looking at
was.
pictures, he looks like the
He stayed on the go. He stayed on the go all the time. And after he died, we didn't know, what he was always doing. And he had friends that would say, oh gosh, I was sick. He came play board games with me. He was doing karaoke and singing in front of me to get me to laugh. He was bringing me, soup. He'd stop somewhere and go get him soup. He was always helping friends and always being just he's such a sweetheart, a gentleman, just all around, just a beautiful person. But anyway, so we sat there and we talked, and he was excited about his junior year. He said, Mom, I got a internship with the architect. I can't wait to get back to school. And he gets there, and they're having a fantasy football game, and they didn't even know a party, and they didn't even know he was there. And that guy was there, and supposedly a friend, but all he was thinking was, this is the way, if I can get Parker to take something, I can get the other friend to take something, then they can get it. I can make what he had bought $450 worth of drugs off the internet for 80 cents a dose. He was going to turn that $450 into $4,500. This was what he was going to do. He wasn't going to go. Yes. And he wasn't going to go to school. He wasn't, not a job. This is what he was going to do. And he had there was another friend at Ole Miss that went to Ole Miss. Same thing. That's what their plans were. And but he saw Parker after Parker took it. And I don't know why. That haunts me, Parker, why, but it happened. And but for 3 hours, Parker suffered. This was a synthetic drug, that one of the many drugs that China has been pushing to America. And anyway, he started talking in circles, and a friend from Ole Miss was there, and he said, something's wrong with Parker. And he was like, oh, nothing's wrong. I just gave him this. Started running into the walls, head, knees were bleeding. A lot of people thought he was just drunk. Mm-hmm. They didn't think, oh, Parker took a drug. No, they didn't think that, And then he started falling down, seizing, turning blue, and then that guy left and just went to his apartment. And he did text, what do you do if somebody, is having a bad trip or whatever? But the police said on his phone, it immediately, as soon as he did that, it was just seconds. He said, what do you do? Mario Kart. Started playing games.
So not a thought.
No, just not worried at all about Parker. And so Parker died, and I'm
sure he didn't expect that.
No, but he saw him seizing on the ground
and
turning blue. He knew it was very serious. He didn't get help. And so anyway, but yeah, so he's in prison. He got convicted of drug trafficking and Parker's murder. He was convicted of Parker's murder he got 20 years for that. But since there was no law, that was overturned. And I remember the DA called me and said, Cordie, this can't happen again. This can't happen to families. And there's, no justice. We need
I read the appeal, the Mississippi Court of Appeals, the opinion, and it was just breaking my heart because it was almost as though they felt their hands were tied.
Right. And so anyway, so that's when he said, we need a Parker's Law. We got to have a Parker's Law. And I thought, this is Parker's difference. Parker had told me, Mom, I want to make a difference in life, when we were trying to figure out what he wanted to do at school. And so I said, this is his difference. And
you jumped in action.
That's when I did. I started. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but everybody sort of led my way. And that's when we were talking just recently about God has a plan for you. Mm-hmm. God had someone at every corner when I thought I was defeated, or people tried to make me stop. Every corner when I thought, what do I do? A door open, a window open. It was somebody there. This is what you need to do. This. So, I've
Mayor
been.
Mary's been
Oh, Mary
incredibly
has been
instrumental.
wonderful. She has been wonderful support. But I mean, I literally have been on the floor crying, thinking it's over at my home. I don't know what else to do. And then Nick Bain called me, Cordie, come back. We got to have this meeting, about Parker's Law.
Nick, sponsor of the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Yes. So
running for state auditor.
I know. Nick is wonderful. Nick Bain, he pushed it through. He fought for Parker's Law. He fought for Victoria's Law. It's like, this has got to stop. And it was wonderful, and it did. He pushed it on through, and we got it passed. And so now here we are with Walk for Lives. We have been pushing and pushing, trying to get awareness, and sometimes it's just on deaf ears. Mm-hmm. They think it's not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to my child.
The one thing I've said every single episode we have done is it does not discriminate.
No.
These children that I know who've lost their lives were well educated.
Yes.
They came from good homes.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't homeless out on the street.
No.
They weren't druggies. They weren't strung out.
Yeah. It can happen to
anybody.
Like Parker, just peer pressure and just it happened. Or somebody looking for an Adderall to study, or
no
somebody,
clue what they're getting.
There was one story where it was her daughter was in college and she broke up with her boyfriend and was having an anxiety attack, and a friend gave her Xanax. She's dead. So kids just got to realize, parents have got to realize, that this can happen to anyone. Mm-hmm. And so that's what Walk for Lives is. It's a Saturday from 10 to 2. We're going to have amazing speakers. We're going to have us 3 moms that are telling our stories. We have tried everything to get you there.
Yes.
Because it's so important. You hear this message, that what's out there, how to keep your kids safe, free naloxone for everybody, to have it in your home, have it in your medicine cabinet. It's not only if you think somebody's going to OD, it's for grandma and grandpa that take too much medication, a child getting into, the medicine cabinet, because some of these drugs, like Tylenol 3 and different things, it works on. So there's so many drugs. We'll have a list of those.
Not only that, but even candy. I mean, they are marketing this to children. They get you hooked early, and then they have a customer for life. So I mean, even making it look like candy.
Right.
And a child has no idea.
No. And Renee, what do we have? We have guest cards. What do we have?
Guest
we have
cards,
giveaways, food
restaurants,
tickets,
food trucks, snow cones, inflatable. I mean, I think there's going to be family fun.
The first 200 get the food ticket, meal ticket, or $10 to get free food.
Get there early, y'all.
Yes,
you gotta get there early.
Yes.
Free food.
Sign up for these gift. I mean,
I was trying to think of what else.
Spa package.
The spa. We have restaurants.
Fishing trip.
Yes.
I mean,
live
just
music.
Live music. Yes,
everything.
With 2 amazing
bouncy
singers.
Houses for the kids. Yes.
I mean, what more could you want on a Saturday to get out? That's free
Right.
free food. I mean, food's
Right.
as expensive as food is today.
And
It's awful.
And gas cards.
Yeah.
But the knowledge is what we want you to have. That's the thing. We want you there. We want you to have the knowledge, because that's what's going to save a life. It might not be you, but it might be a friend that you told a friend that will save that person. And having naloxone on you, just like you.
I do. I have it now.
And I mean, it can save lives.
Because you never know. You never know when someone's going to take a pill that they have no idea is laced with something. Or even, like I said, a piece of candy they have no idea is laced with something.
Right.
Or you might just, in passing, see someone who had
and that just recently had, what was it?
Someone a couple months ago
in Flowwood or somewhere. Anyway,
and it saves life. I mean, it will save
a lady
life.
had naloxone in her car, and she saved a life.
And there were a couple of young kids in the car, and one of them was overdosing. And this lady carries Narcan and happened to pull up on them and while they were waiting for the EMTs to get there, she was giving her Narcan, or him, I'm not sure.
I think
But she was
everybody
giving
needs
Narcan.
it. Everybody needs it
I
on
do too.
hand.
I
I think
do.
that's one thing I want to focus on this next legislative session is somehow getting it into all of our classrooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having it, teachers need to have this at their
Yep.
disposal.
Yes.
And it's not, I think what some people need to understand is, like we were saying, it's not just for substance use. It's for across the board. And, like you can give someone Narcan and then you can give it again in 2 to 3 minutes if it doesn't work. And you can keep doing that. And if it's not an opioid, it's not going to hurt you.
Right.
So, everybody needs it, I think.
And we have a poster of babies.
I've seen
Babies
that.
that have died.
Yeah.
And it's because someone that was at that Airbnb before you was doing something they shouldn't have been, and the residue is there on
A grain
the
of
carpet.
salt. A
Yes.
grain of
Yep.
salt.
And that baby just accidentally touches it and gets it in their nose or something, or changing at a stall in the bathroom, changing your baby. Somebody could have
Completely
been using
innocent.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Completely innocent.
Yes.
And it's something-
Playgrounds,
Never
everywhere. These kids have died from something like that.
That is heartbreaking. We got to take a
Yep.
break, but when we get back, y'all stay with us. I want you to hear Renee's story as well.
Yes.
I've not heard your story, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say. And
Yes, ma'am.
y'all know this issue has my heart because we are supposed to protect our children.
Yes.
They're the most vulnerable, the most innocent, and there are children out there dying and not having any idea that what they are about to ingest is going to kill them. Y'all stay with us. We're going to be right back here. 103.9 WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show. Lindsey Beckham Show.
Born in America. 103.9 WYAB.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable. And he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Even with interest rates higher than recent norms, real estate values are still holding strong in Mississippi. We caught up again with one of Mississippi's top real estate agents, Shane Saxon, to explain his recent activity in the market.
In the last year or so, it's been the best of my career. Interest rates have been high, but the real estate market is here to stay. Land values especially are continuing to rise. Home values are holding. If you need help with anything in real estate, just give me a call.
Find Shane Saxon on Facebook or give him a call at 601-540-5040. Offer property 601-74-1435.
The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
Tom's Fried Pies. And I made the mistake. I ordered one pie. I figured, you know what? I'll try Tex-Mex. It was so good. Man, second go round, I ate the pecan pie. You will need a meat pie. And a dessert one, get both because they are off the hook.
I went to Tom's Fried Pies today, and I'm going back. I tried the taco one. Really good. When I go back, I'll bring some home.
Tom'sFriedPies.com.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
From Mississippi, where faith, family, and freedom still matter. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back into the WYAB studios. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show. I'm, of course, Lindsey Beckham. We are live here, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Of course, if you've been listening, you know we have been promoting this event nonstop, this Walk for Lives event with fentanyl awareness, this synthetic drug awareness. These one pill can truly kill. And so we've got some moms here, some incredible moms who are putting this Walk for Lives event together this coming Saturday. We heard from Cordie in this last segment about her son, Parker. And Renee, I want to hear from you and your story.
Okay. My son Mason he would have been 22 today.
Oh,
So,
his
yeah.
birthday.
Yes, it's
Well,
his
happy
birthday.
birthday, Mason.
Thank you. He was 18, 6 weeks from graduating high school, and he passed away. He, was one of the normal kids growing up, good home, good family. Had trouble in school, put him on Adderall. He was on that for years, and then as he got older, he's like, I don't want to be on it anymore. I don't like it. So, okay, took him off. And then he struggled in school, but he was still fine. And then, of course, COVID hit. And school shut down, everything shut down. And when it opened up back up, and his doctors were like, he's been sick his whole life. He has blood stuff going on. He doesn't need to go back. Let him homeschool. Well, that was really hard. So he went back to school. And he was struggling. He couldn't get it, but he didn't want Adderall. He didn't like how it just made him kind of like zombie out after school.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided that he wasn't really going to do that anymore. And his senior year, he started working at a local body shop, oil changing place, and he had hurt his back. And so his boss was giving him what he thought was Percocet, which ended up having fentanyl in it. And Mason's story is a little bit different because it wasn't like he took something one time and it killed him. So he was taking, getting the Percocets and stuff, and and I could tell he was a little bit different. And I'd let his girlfriend move in, they were 18 years old, 19 years old. I let her move in so they could kind of get their stuff together, get an apartment. And Labor Day weekend of 22, I was sitting in the living room, and Mason and his girlfriend were out there talking, and 8 minutes later, she came running out, and she's like, he's overdosing. I'm like, I knew he smoked weed, right, wrong, indifferent. He did, you can only stop him from doing so much. So she came around, I was like, well, he doesn't do drugs. What's going on? So I jumped up and was calling 911 and got in there, and she just kept telling me he was overdosing on a Percocet. And maybe in the dental field and dealing with fentanyl, we had Narcan on hand, and we had different meds. And so when she handed me Narcan, it didn't cross my mind of what I did it. I was doing CPR, I was doing sternum rubs. He didn't hardly have a pulse. Breathing. He was dying. He was turning blue. And so I was trying to revive him on the phone with 911, and she just kept saying it was Percocet. Well, when he got to the ER that night, they did blood work and whatever all tests, and then they told me that it had fentanyl in it. So then it blew my mind because, we did it at work under a medical setting. And I was like, oh man, okay, I don't know what happened with this kid, but surely this will like something make him be like, oh man, because he wanted to be in the military and could have very easily lost his life. And I had the videos from the cameras inside my house. And I was like, I'm going to send it to him. I'm going to let him hear that 911 call. I'm going to let him hear me screaming,
So he survived.
Yes, he did. He could hear me, hollering, not to die, hollering to his girlfriend to get his 100-pound dog off him. And I'm like, surely whatever stupid choice he made getting something from somebody, you don't know what you got, who you got it from, will open up his eyes. And then it was just, I didn't realize that he had already, that he was already addicted to fentanyl, from, getting the pills. And with him having the blood disorders, I'd seen, him be sick and have the flu-like symptoms and all that, but it wasn't normal, but it was kind of normal for me for him to look sick because the transfusions, infusions his whole life. So from Labor Day of 22 until December of 22, it was a downward spiral. And so I kicked him out for a little while. And then, let him come back after a couple of weeks. And you could tell that he had a problem and he needed help. So I went and did a court order for him to get into rehab, and it took 2 weeks to get in front of the judge, which, I think things like that need to change, because that 2 weeks is a matter.
They don't have 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a matter. It could be a matter of life and death. And like every time I would walk by his room, I would just hope that he was breathing, just waiting to get to see that judge, and that the judge would put him in rehab. So we finally went February 1st of 23 in front of the judge, and she immediately put him in rehab. He had to do 90 days court-ordered inpatient, and then 8 months sober living. And if he wasn't allowed to leave a rehab for any reason, unless it was with me, a sheriff, or another facility. But if he did, he would go to jail for 90 days, even if he had been in rehab 89 and tried to leave a day early. So he was in rehab, and I didn't like the fact, which they've changed all of their policies since my son's passing. With him passing, they learned what not to do, I guess. But they were allowed to have their phones. They were allowed to get passes, a 4-hour pass, a 24-hour pass. Nobody in drug rehab needs that. But at one point when he was in rehab, he did get a 4-hour pass, and my mom and myself and my husband did pick him up. We took him to lunch, but he was supervised. We weren't letting him just go and do. And so we went and had lunch, bought him a couple hoodies. My mom took him back. And then that next week, they called on a Saturday night and said that another one of the patients had taken a 24-hour pass and brought fentanyl back in. A lot of questions there, but they had brought fentanyl back in. 4 kids used. One of them was overdosed, and that's how they knew that they were using, so they were all getting kicked out. But because Mason had a court order that, they agreed to, that they couldn't let him leave, so they had a new rehab on the way to pick him up, and they would be there that Sunday. And in the meantime, one of the employees at the rehab told Mason he was 18 and he was free to go. That even though they had a legal binding agreement with that court order, that he didn't have to abide by it. So they let Mason leave. And from Sunday to Tuesday, I did welfare checks everywhere I could think of, along with, calling his phone and just trying to find him, asking friends and this and that. And everywhere that I did welfare checks on, they said he wasn't there, which he was at one of the houses. And Tuesday afternoon, he was at his girlfriend's mom's house, and she kept telling the cops that he wasn't there, and he was. Then I guess Tuesday night, he got in a fight with his girlfriend, turned his location off, and he called me. And boy, I was throwing down with him. I was so mad at him. Yeah. And when we finally calmed down, I was like, Mason, if you don't get to that rehab right now, you're not going to make it there alive. The next call I get is going to be that, that you're dead. I'm not using drugs. I'm not, I'm not high. You're crazy telling me I'm high. I'm sober. And I knew better. But it wouldn't tell me where he was, what he was doing. He, pretty well hung up on me after that. And the next morning, again, I was doing the welfare checks. I didn't care who I made mad at. I was going to find my kid. And I got a phone call from his girlfriend, and she was saying they found Mason. And then my phone's beeping, and it was one of the cops. And I'm like, oh, they found him. Oh, he's in trouble now. And they I beeped over to them, and I remember them just like I remember hearing that they found the body. That where were they taking the body?
Mom's worst nightmare.
Yeah. And just they, I didn't grasp what they were saying. I mean, I got that they just kept telling me they had a body, and where were they taking it? That it couldn't stay where it was. And I remember telling them that they needed to give him Narcan. That I've done it, give him CPR, give him Narcan, bring him back. And they just kept telling me that he was gone, that they had a body. And I remember telling them that kid had that body has a name.
Yeah.
And the name, the name is Mason. And then when it clicked, I remember the scream that you have. It's like you have it, but you don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from you, but just
it was like an out of body experience.
Yeah. And so they called my husband, and we're asking him what funeral home, what should they do? He he was always in town. He happened to be in Meridian taking the motorcycle because we were going on a ride that weekend. So he said what funeral home, and when he got back in town, he came to where I just wanted to go home. And we'd only been married 6 weeks, so it just I just wanted to go to my new home. I just wanted to be there. And when he got to work to get me, because they wouldn't let me leave, we pulled up to the funeral home, and when we got out of the car, the hearse with Mason pulled in. And when we walked in there, my mom was sitting in there. I had no idea how my mom knew, which my husband had, he had called her. And it just, that day was just such, I thought he was going to go to another rehab. I was going to get him, and I'd be so mad at him. And he was going to go. But, losing him and watching the addiction struggle over the 6 months from, the time that he OD'd at the house until he passed away. I knew, but I didn't realize how strong fentanyl is, and the hold that it takes on you. And like you were saying, it doesn't discriminate against anything, anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be talked about, and parents need to be aware and have that very uncomfortable conversation. And if your kids don't want to hear it, too bad.
Right.
It can be your best friend. But when the morning that Mason died, they at the house, Tuesday night, he had gotten high, and they had asked him, did he want to do hot shots? And he said, no, I've, had needles. I don't want to do them. I don't like them. I'm high enough. And they're like, well, hey man, get hot shots anyways. So they ended up giving Mason 3 fentanyl hot shots in his stomach. So much so that he had 33 milligrams of fentanyl in his system, and it takes 2 to kill you. And then he had 1,600 milligrams of Seroquel because the rehab had given him a full bottle. But he was at the house with a couple of dealers, a couple of the people from rehab, a couple older people, and they, when he died, they moved his body from one room to another, took pictures of him, sent it across Snapchat on all of their stories. Luckily, my oldest son didn't see him. And then they waited 12 hours to call the cops.
Wow.
So they,
I'm so sorry.
People need to if something does happen to somebody, call for help.
Yeah.
Help, Mason had enough fentanyl in the system that no amount of Narcan would have saved him, they said, but they could have tried.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Sometimes you got to put your selfish feelings aside and have some human decency for human life. We got to take a break, but y'all stay with us, because I want these incredible mamas to be able to talk about how they have put together this event coming up, and we're going to honor Mason and Parker. We're going to educate others and not let their lives be in vain. So y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here. 103.9 WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show. WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show.
103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable, and he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Following the NATO summit in Turkey, President Trump says he believes war will not break out again with Iran, despite the president announcing that the memo of understanding was over after Iran fired on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. carried out retaliatory strikes. Here's ABC's Selena Wang.
When it comes to Iran, the president has been sending a lot of mixed messaging on this as well. The president had just weeks ago called the Iranian people he was negotiating with strong, rational, now calling them scum, sick people. The president saying what changed is that he got to know them.
During talks with Ukraine's leader on the sidelines, the president expressed optimism that Ukraine and Russia want to finalize a ceasefire deal. It comes as Ukraine and Russia have ramped up drone and missile strikes. In Boston today, 4,000 nurses at Brigham and Women's Hospital walking off the job and are picketing for a one-day strike. They're calling for better wages and benefits. The hospital says it's using temporary workers to provide health care. This is ABC News.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Need care at home, fast, reliable, and on your schedule? Introducing Home Care to Go, your on-demand concierge care solution. Whether it's personal care, companionship, or short-term support, Home Care to Go brings professional care directly to you when you need it most. Getting started is easy. Visit us at homecare-togo.com to explore available care packages. Home Care to Go, care at your door when you need it most.
Tired of the brutal Mississippi sun beating down on your ride or home? Lakeland Glass and Tint in Flowood has you covered. They specialize in professional window tint for cars, homes, and businesses using premium Expel film, plus top-tier paint protection film, ceramic coatings, and full vehicle wraps. Change your truck's color or turn it into a rolling billboard without an expensive paint job. Get a free quote today at LakelandGlassandTint.com. That's LakelandGlassandTint.com. Lakeland Glass and Tint, Central Mississippi's tint and wrap pros.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the three-cross concept of ministry, the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 103.9 WYAB.
Welcome back in to the Lindsey Beckham Show. We're talking about this big event coming up this Saturday. We've got moms Renee and Cordie here with us. Their sons Mason and Parker. Do y'all want to show?
Is that a picture?
Look, yes. Let's
I'm not
see.
sure which way we
Right
show
here.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Move it up a little bit, Cordie. I can see that. There you go. Yeah. So that's Mason and Parker. And Mason would be 22 today, correct? How old? He was 18?
18. Yes.
And how
Parker
old?
was 22.
Parker was 22.
Mhm.
So forever 22, forever 18
Yes.
in mom's eyes, of course, in these very tragic situations. But what I admire so much is that you two didn't let it destroy you. Instead, you are fighting for others to be aware so that this doesn't happen and other families don't have to feel the pain
Right.
and go through the tragedy that you both have experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And this event's a national event, right?
It is.
Yes.
It's a national event, and it's promoted and sponsored by Walk Alive's United Against Fentanyl. And the DEA has connected with United Against Fentanyl, and combined together, we have 100 walks going along
all over
in
the
United
country.
States.
Yeah, I think there's one in every state, or
Yes,
more than
everyone-
one. in
Well,
every
more
state.
than one in every
Yeah.
state, but Madison is being the host for Mississippi. And the moms, we went to Mary, and of course, she opened arms. And what can I do for you? We've got to take care of our kids.
Absolutely.
She
So that's
puts
at the
our kids
top priority,
always
yes.
top priority. Yes, we've got to get these families informed. And I was like, well, what do you want, Mary? What do you want me to get done to get this? She said, I want the churches involved. I want you to go to this church, this church, this church. I mean, we've got to get everybody and let them know. Because, I mean, just recently, about a month and a half ago, there were 3 kids around our surrounding area that have died.
Yep.
And so it doesn't discriminate. Your kids can be in college and you think are safe, but peer pressure, maybe having a major test and you forgot your Adderall and you get it from somebody else, having an anxiety attack and a friend gives you something. It's so easy to reach our kids. And so we're wanting everybody to come this Saturday, July the 11th, 10 to 2. We've got so many things going great. Music, bouncy houses, food trucks. We're giving $10 tickets to the first 200 people that come in. We're having just great, amazing prizes that you won't want to miss. And a lot of them, we've got great speakers. The DEA is bringing their whole New Orleans division in.
Oh, wow.
They're bringing their special cars,
yeah.
their one pill can kill car. And I mean, they're super excited about it. Our first responders, we're going to have a fire truck there so the kids can see it. Everybody in Madison is the first responders, the mayor, the city workers. They are all super pumped up about this, and we want to get you there.
Yeah.
We want to get you there to save lives, and that's the only way we can save lives is to get this message out there and to get knowledge into people. And that's what we want. That's, you know, and
absolutely. And this is the second year for Mississippi, but this year is much
Big-
bigger. And
bigger,
then we
yes.
want to grow it every single year.
Every year,
Because
every
this
year.
is something that's not going to go away. It's something
No.
that we're going to need to continue
right
to educate about.
Right. And like I said, I mean, we have babies, you know, that are dying from it. So it can hit you and you don't expect it. And so we just want you to know, to be aware of it. We lost our special children, and I mean, and we loved them to death, and we want them back so bad. But we know this is God's plan. We've accepted that because
We've got more work to do.
through us, through Parker, through Mason, through Katie, Kim's daughter, we're helping save lives. We've got a group of mamas called Magnolia Mothers Against Fentanyl and Synthetic Drugs that we've started up. And we're fixing to get billboards out. And we're just trying every way we can to get, you know, everybody to have knowledge of this, because knowledge is power.
That's right.
And so anyway, and with, you know, great cities like Madison and others that, you know, just that want to help is great.
So how many do you have signed up to
We
walk
have
Saturday?
about 175 or more.
incredible.
I mean,
That's
it's
what it was
growing.
yesterday, yeah.
that was
I'm
yesterday.
excited.
And so, and a lot of people don't realize register, because
Yes.
when you register, you get your name put in the pot
Twice now. Yeah.
right here at the end, twice
Y'all
to
better
get one of
register.
these gas cards or spa
I did, I
package or,
forgot.
just great prizes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, as you said spa package. I'm like,
Yeah.
where do I sign
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah, so
it
this
is.
is Liberty Park.
Liberty
Uh-huh.
Park.
10 to 2. And what
Yes.
if you don't register, but you wake up Saturday morning and you want to come
That's
anyway?
okay.
You get there and find the registration table
Yep.
and sign in. When you sign in, they'll ask you, have you registered yet? And if you haven't, you'll register right there and they'll put your name
And
right
there will
there.
be lots of people there that you've heard on the show. Daniel Anderson, I know, said he was going to be there. And then, of course, Nurse Brenda
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
Jan and the Colonel
Oh, yes.
and
yes.
Michael
Mhm.
Kelly. And so there's going to be a whole group of people. Mayor Mary, I'm sure, will
Well,
be there.
she's got something going
Uh-oh.
on, and she was so sad about it. And I said, no, it's okay, And I said, next year you'll be there. She was so sad about it. But Alderman Jamie Jarvis is going to be there.
Okay.
And so she will be,
I know Nick Bain said he was planning on
I
coming.
hope so. I hope he's there. And because I told Nick, I said, okay, there's a lot of voters out there.
That's what I
You're
told
running
him.
for a state auditor.
So we could get lots of content.
Yes.
for your election.
Because he got Parker's Law through, and that's one thing I did want to. She was talking about how people are scared to get help if they see somebody, but we have that Good Samaritan law. And
Right.
if
Yeah.
you do help someone, you're not going to be charged with, anything. You have helped save a life.
And if
So-
somebody needs help, we have so many resource tables or
Mhm.
booths that are going
Yes,
to be
we've
there.
got 20 resource tables that are going to be at
that's
that
awesome.
event. So it
Yep.
doesn't matter what you need; they are there for you. And
The Narcan will be free.
The
Yes,
Narcan will be
naloxone.
free.
Yes,
And they'll
lots of
show you
Narcan.
how to use
yes,
it.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll have demonstrations on how to use
Right.
it.
The AG's office is going to be there. The
Yep.
DEA's office is going to be there. Everybody's going to be there.
It's going to be a fun, a family-friendly day of learning and
Educational.
just
Yes.
education.
and have your kids come get them to the bouncy houses. We
Snow
have
cones.
50 volunteers out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to be watching your kid. Everyone, I've got 14 people spending the night with me. My sisters that came in, their kids have came in. We've just got volunteers everywhere that's going to watch everybody, help
Mhm.
everybody. We've got cooling cloths to put around your neck, so to keep you cool, a little hand fan, water. We're going to
Yeah.
take care of you. Just come and learn, and maybe you'll get a great prize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure
People-
that
yeah.
you guys will have banners or
Mhm.
signs with these. If you see these faces of these children,
Yes.
Yeah.
it is mind-boggling. I mean, it will shell shock you,
Yeah.
and it will snap you into reality and make you aware that, oh, I better get home and talk to my kids,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because you just never know.
No. And that's one thing. And I want to say is I have two friends of mine that they both, every time their kid walks out the door, and their kids are like 30, 40 years old, and they still do it when they say, I love you. And one, my city friend here in Madison, she says, make good choices. And then the other one says, be peculiar now.
Use discretion.
Yeah. And I love that because that's reminding them of that talk a long time ago.
Yeah.
So every
Absolutely.
day when they walk out that door, just that little saying reminds them and it clicks, I wished I'd have had that saying, and Parker would have went through his head like, okay, that's that talk mama said,
Mhm.
So
we can't ever talk to our kids
Enough.
No.
about
No.
this. We got to take our last break, but y'all stay with us. I want to give us time on the other end of this break, at the end of the show, for us to give all the details again, because I just want to make sure everybody knows where to be this coming Saturday, July the 11th. We'll be right back. WIB 103.9, the Lindsey Beckham Show. Right back. WIB 103.9, the Lindsey Beckham Show.
1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Dr. Mike Stonington here from Stonington Farm Grass-Fed Beef. Here in South Mississippi on Stonington Farm, our steers are grass-fed and grass-finished. No grain, no hormones, no antibiotics, no mRNA vaccines. Our grass-fed and grass-finished beef is straight from our farm to your table. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and at StoningtonFarm.com. That's StoningtonFarm.com with 2 N's. And we deliver every 4 weeks to the Jackson area. We are the grass-fed difference.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here.
Need equipment that works as hard as you do? Come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. Thousands of you have already made the short drive to see us at H&H for the state's best deals on CM truck beds, Big Tex trailers, Wells Fargo enclosed trailers, and even rugged Candy electric utility vehicles. At H&H, our equipment is built for the farm, job site, hunting camp, or anywhere around your property. So visit me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales on Highway 35 North in Carthage, or online anytime at hhchiefsales.com.
Hey, this is John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services. We sell, service, and install all makes and models of home and business generators. One thing that we do different than a lot of other companies is we do all the work ourselves. We don't use subcontractors. We go from the original estimate, the design, to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job from the beginning to the end. We are online at msenergy.us.
Hey, Flora, the farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, organic, local, clear. Locally sourced meats and vegetables too. Fresh produce every day, picked just for you. The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, come see what's fresh today.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. We've got just a minute or two left, but I want to just thank these 2 moms, Renee and Cordie, who lost their sons, Parker and Mason. And we were talking in the commercial break, and I think it's so important that we say their names, that people remember their names, because that means so much to both of you as moms, is knowing that their memory is being kept alive. So tell us again about this weekend.
Yes, I think it's going to be great. You want to say something about this?
Sure. The Walk for Lives, national walk with Unite Against Fentanyl and partner with the DEA, which they will all be here from New Orleans Division.
Yes.
Lots of fun stuff this weekend.
And we have people coming from South Mississippi, North Mississippi, all over. And we're going to have a memorial walk at the end. I didn't say that. And and so bring your pictures, a sign, whatever you want to say. And it's not too long of a walk because it's in the heat.
Yeah.
It's about a 20-minute walk around the park. And it's in memory of our kids. And believe me, we're going to have the cool rags right there in the water. So we'll keep you comfortable. And we just want you there. We want you there to learn everything you can and that you might not know it, but you will. You can save a life.
Absolutely.
Just by talking and spreading awareness.
Absolutely. Again, Liberty Park this Saturday, July the 11th, 10 to 2. All kinds of fun things, family friendly, food trucks, bouncy houses, snow cones, live music, speakers, awareness, Narcan. There will be education on how to use it. Y'all get out and support these moms and honor the memory of their sons, because I just have the utmost respect for you two. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
I'll be
us.
back tomorrow.